Okay, good morning or good afternoon according to the time. Okay, welcome to our English class. Okay, I wish you enjoyed our past lesson. So today's lesson is double comparative. Okay, so before we start with the lesson, let's come back on the comparative and superlatives we saw last time. Okay, as you know that last time we saw the comparative and the superlative, and I told you that at the level of the comparative we have the comparative of superiority for short and long adjective, and we have the comparative of inferiority, the comparative of equality, and we have the comparative of irregular adjective. And at the level of the superlative we have the superlative of long and short adjectives. We have the superlative of superiority of long and short adjectives. We have the superlative of inferiority, and we have the superlative of irregular adjectives. Okay, so I will not come back on the details because we have already seen this lesson. Okay, it is just to make a link between the double comparative and the comparative and superlative we saw last time. Okay, so today's lesson is double comparative, the double comparative. So double comparative is more and more of and that is er and er. Okay, more and more er and er. So double comparatives are used to show an increase or a decrease. Okay, double comparatives are used to show an increase or a decrease. They are generally used with the verb to get or to become. An increase means what? When you are evoluting. Okay, an increase is an evolution, and a decrease is the opposite of evolution, which means that you are not evoluting here. Okay, double comparatives are used to show an increase or a decrease. So they are generally used with the verb to be, or with the verb to become, or the verb to get in the continuous tense, that is in the present continuous, if you want. Okay. Now let's move on to formation. How to form the double comparative of superiority. So at the level of the comparative of superiority, double comparative of superiority, we have to distinguish the adjective into two parts, like what we saw last time. Okay, so firstly we have short adjective, double comparative of superiority with short adjective. And short adjective are, for example, you have tall, big, short, old, heavy, sad, ugly. Okay, and as a definition, a short adjective is an adjective composed of one syllable, okay, or two syllable ending in y. For example, you have heavy is an adjective of two syllable ending in y. You have ugly, an adjective of two syllable ending in y. And on a reminder, a syllable is a sound bit. A sound bit. Okay. For example, ag and li. Okay. He and bi. Okay. The other ones are one syllable. So you have tall, big, short, old, heavy, sad, ugly, etc., etc. The rule is you take the adjective plus er plus and, which is the coordinating conjunction, plus the adjective and er at the end. Okay, so I repeat, adjective plus er plus and plus adjective plus er. Example, taller and taller, bigger and bigger. As bigger is an adjective that is ended in a vowel and a consonant. Here the rule says that you must double the last consonant. Okay, you must double it. Okay, so you double the G and you put E at the end. Okay, sad too is the same. You have to double the last consonant, which is D. You double the D before adding the ER. So taller and taller, bigger and bigger, shorter and shorter, older and older, heavier and heavier. So for adjective ending in Y, here you have to transform the Y into I before you add the ER. So heavier and heavier, sadder and sadder, uglier and uglier, etc., etc. Example of sentence: the boss is getting richer and richer. The boss is getting richer and richer. The boss is getting richer and richer. Life is becoming dearer and dearer. Dearer means difficult. Okay? Life is becoming dearer and dearer. Life is becoming dearer and dearer. Now we have finished with the short adjective. Let's move on the long adjective, double comparative of long adjective. Okay? So, long adjective are adjective composed of 2 syllables or more than 2 syllables. A long adjective is an adjective that is composed of 2 syllables or more than 2 syllables. So some examples are intelligent, impossible, expensive, comfortable, dangerous, beautiful. Okay, you have also difficult. Okay, you have disappointed. All these are long adjectives. So the rule is you take more and more plus long adjective, more and more plus longer adjective. So example: more and more intelligent, more and more impossible, more and more expensive, more and more comfortable, more and more dangerous, more and more beautiful. Example: the road to Bobo is getting more and more dangerous. The road to Bobo is getting more and more dangerous. Okay, the road to Bobo is getting more and more dangerous. Caroline is getting more and more beautiful. Caroline is getting more and more beautiful. Caroline is getting more and more beautiful. Okay, so all these are rules concerning the double comparative of long, the double comparative of superiority of long and short adjectives. Okay, so now that we have finished with the rules for short and long adjective, that is the double comparative of short and long adjective. Okay, double comparative of superiority for short and long adjective, we are going to move on the second part, which is the double comparative of superiority. Okay, here you must notice that for the double comparative of inferiority, we don't need to distinguish the adjectives into short and less adjective. Okay, so short and less adjective, they all have the same rules. Okay, for the rule of the comparative, double comparative of inferiority, the rule is the same for the short and for the long adjective, which means that you have to take less plus and, which is the coordinating conjunction, plus less plus the adjective. Okay, you take less plus and plus less plus adjective. Okay, example of double comparative of inferiority. For example, less and less sad. Okay, less and less short. Okay, for long adjective, less and less intelligent, less and less beautiful, less and less difficult. Okay, or less and less dangerous. Okay, example: our politicians are becoming less and less honest, which means that our politicians are not honest. Okay, most of the times our politicians are not honest. Okay, because they don't keep their words, what they say after. Okay, they betray what they say, which means that they are not honest. Okay, our politicians are becoming more and more, our politicians are becoming less and less honest, which means that they are not honest. Our politicians are becoming less and less honest. Farmers are becoming less and less poor. Farmers are becoming less and less poor. Okay, farmers are becoming less and less poor. Now, we have finished with the double comparative of inferiority. So let me tell you that for double comparative, okay, there is no rule for double comparative of equality. Okay, there is no double comparative of equality. Okay, so the rule existing is the rule for double comparative of superiority and inferiority, but there is no rule for double comparative of equality, which means that it does not exist. Okay, so here it is different from the simple comparative we saw last time. Okay, so please do not make a confusion. Okay, because at this level there is no double comparative of equality. Now let's move on the last part of the lesson. Okay, so the last part is what? The last part is double comparative with irregular adjectives. Okay, double comparative with irregular adjectives. So irregular, what are irregular adjectives? Irregular adjectives are adjectives that must be learned by heart. Okay, example of irregular adjective: you have good, you have bad, you have father. Okay, you have far, please, far, you have little, you have much, many. Okay, all these are irregular adjectives. So these adjectives, they have no rule. Okay, so you have to master them like that. Okay, so for the double comparative with irregular adjectives, here too there is no rule. So you have to memorize them by heart. If you memorize them by heart, I think it is the only solution. Okay, so the comparative of good is better, the comparative of bad is worse, the comparative of far is farther or further. Okay, the comparative of many is more, the comparative of much is more, the comparative of little is less. Okay, comparative of little is less. So all these are irregular adjectives, okay, with their comparative. Okay, now if you want to use them, okay, in the case of the double comparative, it is simple. You have to repeat the comparative way. Okay, for example, if you take the adjective good, okay, the double comparative is better and better. Okay, you take better and better. For bad, you take worse and worse. Far, it is farther and farther, or further and further. Many, it is more and more. Much, it is more and more. And little, it is less and less. Okay, little is less and less. Okay, example: the patient is getting better and better. Okay, a patient, if you want, is sick. Someone who is sick is a patient. Okay, that is, his health is getting better and better. The patient is getting better and better. The patient is getting better and better. And the second example: the workers' strike is getting worse and worse. The workers' strike is getting worse and worse, which means that the workers are on strike. Okay, the workers' strike is becoming difficult and difficult. Things are becoming tough and tough. Okay, the workers do not want to stop their strike. Okay, so the workers' strike is getting worse and worse. Okay, so it is the end of this chapter of the double comparative. Okay, so as a summary, let's come back on it as a summary. Double comparative, it is more and more for long adjective, and ER and ER for short adjective. Double comparative are used to show an increase or a decrease. It is generally used with the verb to get or to become in continuous tense. Formation, okay, the formation is what? That is the formation of the double comparative of superiority for short adjective. you take the adjective plus er plus an plus adjective plus er. Example, the boss is getting richer and richer. Life is becoming dearer and dearer. Now, the comparative of superiority with long adjective. Long adjective, you have intelligent, impossible, expensive, comfortable, dangerous, beautiful. The rule is more and more plus adjective. The rule to Bobo is getting more and more dangerous. Caroline is getting more and more beautiful. The double comparative of inferiority, the rule is less and less plus adjective. Example, our politicians are becoming less and less honest. Our politicians are becoming less and less honest, and farmers are becoming less and less poor. Farmers are becoming less and less poor. Now the last part is the double comparative with irregular adjectives. Okay, irregular adjective, you have good, which is better, bad, which is worse, far is further, many or much is more, little is less. Example, the patient is getting better and better. The patient is getting better and better. The workers' strike is getting worse and worse. The workers' strike is getting worse and worse. Okay, so it is the end of this lesson. Thank you so much for following me. Okay, thank you so much. We shall meet again next time for another chapter. So thank you so much. Have a nice day.